Okay everyone, welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, Sachi's rabbit. We have no time to explain, we gotta go find Sachi. I can't even explain what happened in the last episode, it's just that urgent. Right? Answering Michiru's obnoxious words with a nod. I walk up to Sachi, who's been standing a little apart from the rest of the group. Giving her a light tap on the shoulder, I lean in and speak in a low voice. Sakaki, if something comes up while I'm gone, I want you to take charge. I trust you. I don't trust these other people. You see what I'm getting at, right? Shh! Don't say a word. Don't say a word. Shh. Because I trust your judgment in a crisis. If Amane and Michiru lose their heads and try to do something reckless, I'm depending on you to step in and stop them. Do you understand? Sorry. Taking note of the slight redness in Sakaki's cheeks, I leave the dorm at a run, slightly thanking my master for her insight. Alright, first problem is, where do I start? I don't know why Sachi vanished or where she went this afternoon. I've effectively got nothing in the way of specific clues to work off of. Given that, my only real option is to speculate based off her normal pattern of activity, but I'm no expert there. Now, might as well take a look in the classroom. After a brisk journey to the school building, I peek into our classroom, my heart pounding more from tension than the exercise. It's silent, dark, and totally empty. Not here after all. Damn. But still, there's always the possibility that Sachi will wander in here while I'm looking for her. To protect against the risk that we'll pass each other by, I should probably leave her a message of some sort. Grabbing a thick piece of paper from a supply closet, I write, Sachi, if you see this, head back to the dorm right away, in large letters with a permanent marker. That done, I secure the note in the middle of the blackboard with a few pieces of tape. That should do it. A moment later, my personal cell phone rings shrilly in my pocket. Yuuji. Good news, I hope. I see. Well, from the sound of it, Sachi's family does indeed have some complicated circumstances of their own. So, what's the next step for you? I see. Same thing you pulled when I arrived here. Good to hear, I think. Right. Hypothetically speaking, if Sachi left the prefecture, a large-scale effort involving sheer numbers of brute power would become necessary. Duh. I'm the one who promised to meet up with her. I've got a responsibility to find out what happened. I need to know. And not just me, but the people who watch. They need to know. I appreciate it. Hopefully that'll get some information. On the other hand, if she comes up empty, we run smack into a demoralizing dead end. Unless, of course, I find a new lead first. Well, for now, that's all I need to be thinking about. Alright. Guess I'll see if the others have any ideas about places Sachi frequents. This tension reminds me of the job. But unlike those neatly defined missions, it's a frustrating hunt in the dark. Groping blindly for pick up the phone! And this time, I'm not chasing down some faceless target. I'll never know. The person I'm searching for is a classmate, a friend. Pressing the cell phone to my ear, I sprint down the hallway, trying to drown out my uneasiness through the mindless motion. The instant I push open the front door, Maka and Michiru rushed up unexpectedly. Or expectantly. No, I tried everywhere you suggested she might go and all the public gathering spots I could think of. But no sign of her. She let me know that none of the police stations of the prefecture are looking after a girl. Nothing since then. Understandably enough, the two grow downcast as I speak. Sakaki and Amane might have hung back instead of rushing up to interrogate me, but it seems the news has a similar effect on them. I hear small, frustrated sighs from their direction. Even before the words are out of her mouth, Makin is yanking at my sleeve with impatient little jerks. No, there's nothing to apologize for. That's the natural reaction. Doesn't matter how much time I spent outside, there's no getting around the fact that I didn't find Sachi. I appreciate it, thank you. Catching the towel Amane tosses in my direction, I wipe cold rainwater from my hair and shoulders. Don't really feel like it right now. Alright. God. Her argument's logical, though, and she delivered it with such a painfully stoic expression that I can't bring myself to be stubborn. Hope she's okay. Gazing out the front windows into the gray sky, Amane mutters to no one in particular. The rain started falling a little before dawn and hasn't let up since. If anything, the sound of water drumming against the building seems to grow louder with the passage of time. We all do, Machina. Somebody breaks the silence, venting some new concern that's pushed its way into their mind. Someone else offers their best attempt at soothing words, and we're left listening to the rain once more. Since my return, we've repeated this pattern more times than I can count. A little after 9, Jizuo called to let me know she'd given formal notice of the police. It's been nearly 4 hours since then. Since we've decided to rely on the authorities, the most helpful thing you can do is keep calm and stay out of the way. The police are fundamentally superior in terms of manpower and investigative skills, on top of which they have the critical advantage of socially sanctioned authority. In other words, we can let the professionals take care of the rest. But that's not good enough for me. Completely understandable judgment for a principal to make. Objectively, it's probably the wisest possible course of action. But however rational it may be, sitting around quietly like this is proving hard to stomach. I've spent longer than this standing by on the job, but it feels completely different this time, you know? The anxiety and frustration swirling around inside me seem to be growing exponentially with every hour that ticks by. It's increasingly a struggle to maintain my cool. Sachi definitely said those exact words to me just a few feet from where I'm sitting. When Sakaki and Amane went into her room to investigate, they didn't find any evidence she'd wandered off on some spur-of-the-moment journey. The girl does have a slightly whimsical side, but it's hard to imagine her taking a trip without even packing a change of clothes. Suddenly leaping up from the sofa, Michiru breaks the silence, her voice tinged with something close to desperation. Yeah, her wallet wasn't in her room, apparently. She's got money to eat, at least.
れならよかったのよさ。
ただ何かの事件に巻き込まれている場合はその限りじゃないでしょうけどね。
ちょっとユミコ、縁起でもないこと言わないでよ。
でもその可能性がないとは言えないでしょ。
Michiru falls back into an awkward silence. Nobody's come out and said it until now, but we've all been thinking something of the sort. We all know Sakaki's right. Considering Sachi's personality, it's hard to imagine she'd vanish without a word, and the completely normal condition of her room makes this even stranger. No matter how much I want to deny it, there's a very real possibility that something happened to her.
じゃあサチは悪い人に連れて行かれちゃったのよ。大丈夫よ。まだそうと決まったわけじゃないんだし。
Unable to fully deny that unpleasant possibility, Michiru's voice grows weak and uncertain. Michiru's right. As long as we don't hear anything from the police or Sachi herself, we can't make any assumptions, and until then, we need to do what we can. Apparently, the others are just as fed up with waiting around as I am. The instant the words leave my mouth, they lean in toward me with an intent expression on their faces.
そうよね。そのためにもまずは状況を整理しましょう。
Okay.
じゃあもう一度詳しく聞かせてほしいんだけど、ユージは昨日さっちゃんとどんなやりとりをしたの？
Yesterday morning, Sachi and I agreed to continue the testing at 1 p.m. as usual. But I got called to my part-time job at last minute. I told Sachi we'd reschedule for 5 in the afternoon.
その時さっちゃんは何て言ってたの？
Well, she said she might be a little late. Asked if that'd be alright.
少し遅れるか。
教室には昨日から定期的に様子を見に行ってるけど、さすがに少しって時間じゃなくなってるわよ。
そうね。
After that, she just confirmed that she'd be waiting in the usual place as of 5 p.m.
待ってるって言ったってことは、少なくとも教室に向かう意思はあるってことよね。
そうなるけど。待って。
Sakaki abruptly interrupts him on his words, her eyes flashing.
本当にいつもの場所は教室だったのかしら。
What? I see. That just might be it.
どういうこと？
With that one sentence, everyone, with the exception of a certain bottle bond, instantly grasps what Sakaki's implying.
そう考えたら辻褄が合うかも。
Yeah, it's definitely coherent, but
ねえ、ちょっと自分たちだけ納得してないで、私にも分かるように説明してください。いきなり土下座した。
じゃあその役はスオーさんに任せるわ。オッケー。
after accepting Sakaki's request with a mildly exasperated nod, Amane sits up straight in her chair to explain.
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ？も
ちろんよ。
だから普通に考えて、さっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。
でも教室にはいなかったわよ。言ってみればそこがミソなのよさ。ミソ？
そう、ユージにとってはいつもの場所が教室だったかもしれないけど、さっちゃんにとっていつもの場所が教室だったとは限らないじゃない？
But why would she assume that it wasn't the classroom? I mean, that's all we were talking about was the classroom. I mean, she waited there the previous day. Oh, this is Sachi we're talking about. They're probably right. At this point, Amane finally succeeds in shoving Michiru's train of thought down the tracks to the point everyone else passed 5 minutes ago, prompting an overblown reaction. I didn't explicitly tell her to wait in the classroom. There is a possibility she went somewhere else entirely. Normally anyone would know I was referring to the classroom, but in Sachi's case, a misunderstanding of some kind seems disturbingly plausible.
なるほどね。で、サチにとってのいつもの場所はどこになるの？
そこが問題ね。小峰さんが今も別の場所で待っていたとしても、 その場所がわからなければ探しようがないわ。そっか。
To be honest, I don't know what she could have thought I meant other than the classroom.
ねえお兄ちゃん、サッチーは他に何か言ってなかったのよ。
No, nothing else about the location anyway.
じゃあサッチンと一緒にいたところを思い出すのよ。そこを全部回ればどこかにサッチンがいるはずなのよさ。
I've been trying. Outside the school grounds, the only place that really comes to mind is the shopping district.
だとしたらまだ見つからないの
Yeah.
がおかしいのよさ。
For one thing, I thoroughly combed both the shopping district proper and the commercial area around the station.
となると話は結局振り出しか。でも考えるべきことは分かったわ。
おうよ、私も一生懸命頭を使って考えるのよさ。
I'll take about 5 minutes.
私だってそのつもりだけど、二人で行った場所ってことなら結局有事頼みになるわよね。
As if on cue, all four turned their gazes toward me. Yeah, you're not wrong. I might be overlooking something here. I'm gonna try to settle down and think this over as calmly as possible.
そうね。ずっとここでうなってるのが悪いのかもしれないし、ここは一度仕切り直した方がいいかもね。
Everyone has sensed Amani's suggestion. We temporarily suspend our meeting in an attempt to break out of this rut. The girls trudge back to their respective rooms. Soon enough, I'm left alone on the lobby sofa, gazing blankly out the window. In the end, I throw myself right back into my problem without even taking the time to stand up and stretch my legs. The usual places. The usual modifier means it has to be somewhere she visits frequently. And in any context, some places that I've been with her on a regular basis. No matter how many times I've rolled those conditions through my head, the only places that fit the bill are inside the grounds of the school. It's enough to make me realize just how limited our relationship is. Sachi and I have really never been more than classmates. Our frequent interactions, the result of simple proximity inside the somewhat claustrophobic school. Not that any of that is an excuse. So, I can't even track down a single classmate without my special eyes and ears. Thank God my master's not alive to see that she'd be in hysterics. No. If my master was here, she'd probably be angry at me before anything else. Angry that I'm wasting my time thinking about this crap instead of the problem at hand. That's right. Think! If the general premise I'm working from is correct, there has to be something I'm missing. Think, damn you. This isn't the first time I've hit a wall like this, oh no. And Osco taught me what to do at times like these. The concept of The concept of coincidence was invented by vapid romanticists as a pickup line. Listen up and listen good. Things happen the way they do for a reason. When none of it makes any goddamn sense, stop bashing your head against the wall and take a step back. Let your mind go limp. Just like the proverbial bluebird of happiness, the answer is going to be sitting in a surprisingly obvious place. Surprisingly obvious, huh? Come to think of it, feels like plenty of things have happened even inside this birdcage of a school. Aww, remember that? Aww, remember that? Aww, that was good times. Good times. Aww, remember? Aww, she liked that so much. Well, that wasn't a lot of memories. To be perfectly honest, at first I just had her down as a weirdly diligent girl. After a while, I found out she has a surprisingly amusing side, and eventually I started getting genuinely interested in what makes her tick. Sachi kind of resembles me. That might have been the biggest single reason for my uncharacteristic curiosity, but whatever the case, my little talks with her have been leaving a strong impression on me lately. Even so, there's just nothing there. Nothing in those memories that stands out as an answer. God damn it! Tearing my eyes away from the door-gray sky, I glance around the lobby in an attempt to distract myself from this unproductive frustration. A bamboo broom propped up beside the entrance catches my eye. Seeing that broom sitting idly by is proof enough that Sachi's not around. It never seems to be leaving her side when she's puttering about the dorm. I miss her.
自分が使う場所は綺麗だった方が嬉しいですから。
Just yesterday, she made her work as a pseudo-maid sound like her life's mission. Come to think of it, outside of the classroom, Sachi's been wearing a maid uniform constantly since the day we met. That's it. Wait, hold on. Could I be making a really fundamental mistake in my assumptions here? For one thing, if I was wrong about something that basic, the field of possibilities grows significantly wider. And when I narrow those down using the conditions I've been rolling around in my head all this time, all of a sudden I've got a completely different candidate for the usual place. But if I'm right about this, there's one point in particular that seems completely inexplicable. That said, we've reached a total dead end otherwise. I have no choice but to run with it.
あれユージ、また外を探しに行くの？
Just as I'm rising to my feet, Michelle reappears in the lobby, probably stopping by to check up on me, because she's nice. I think I may know where Sachi is.
あ、そうなんだ。
I don't know that for sure.
あんた今なんて。
Like I said, I might have figured out the usual place Sachi was talking about. I'm gonna head there to check right away. Let the others know, will you?
ああ、うん。それくらいなら私にもできるけど。
Alright, I'm counting on you, Michiro. Please, don't fuck this up.
あんたこそ気をつけていきなさいよ。
Yeah, alright. Without pausing to grab an umbrella or raincoat, I rushed out of the dorm, sent off by Michiru's earnest, if completely out of character, words of concern. Not bothering to avoid the puddles on the pocketed asphalt road, I sprint single-mindedly away from the dorm. On the job, it's fundamental common sense not to set up an umbrella, even in the middle of a typhoon. This rain doesn't even faze me. More importantly, every second counts right now. An entire day has passed and Sachi went missing. 24 hours since she left the dorm. And she may have been waiting for me all this time. She may still be waiting. Even now. The festering sense of frustration inside me swells to unbearable intensity. Sachi, I'll find you, damn it.
これは自分でもどうしてなのかわからないのですが、風見さんに褒めてもらえると胃の上のあたりが温かくなるんです。私また風見さんの前で気を失ってしまったんですね。ご明察です。それに風見さんはカレーがお好きでしたよね。
Ironic. After all that time going around in circles, now it's like the dam broke. Just as my master said, the breakthrough was staring me in the face all along. Sachi gave me plenty of hints herself. My new hypothesis, growing firmer with every step, I make my way towards the other usual place. Nothing left to do but see if she's there. Please be there. I could totally be mean and cut the video off, but I'm not that mean. This place hasn't changed much as I expected. I mumbled to myself, feeling my way through vaguely familiar streets. And during a several-hour train ride from Mishima Cape, I returned to this place for the first time in many years. This is the town where I was born. In my earliest years, before my master took custody of me, I lived here with my parents and sister. Never thought I'd be coming back here, much less looking for Sachi. The only constant in life is its unpredictability. Slowing my pace, I moved carefully forward, guided only by faded memories. The usual place that came to mind when all the reasonable answers failed was a small park. My one and only childhood playground, situated on the outskirts of this town. Here we go. The area around the park is thoroughly deserted, and the streetlights outside are dimmed to an absolute minimum. It's a small playground designed to give young children a place to romp around on sunny days, so that's all as expected. There's no way anybody would be using this playground on a miserable rainy evening like this one. That would be the common sense conclusion, but...
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ？ だから普通に考えてさっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。
I recall Amani's words from this morning. We all knew what Sachi was like. You know it, I know it, viewers know it. We knew she was bizarrely obedient. We knew she was prone to making strange mistakes as a result of subtle misunderstandings. But we'd all assume those quirks were nothing more than a reflection of her diligent personality. We'd all assume she would bend those rules of hers if it ever became truly necessary. That's exactly why I don't want her to be here. Much as I want to find Sachi, those words spill out of my mouth. Because if she's here, we'll know that something is very fundamentally wrong with Sachi. And contradictory as it might seem, I really mean them. If Sachi's here, my initial concerns about her behavior were justified. My vague unease will become something far more concrete, far harder to face. Given any choice in the matter, I don't want that to happen. No, I can't afford to worry about that right now. Forcibly persuading myself to refocus on the problem at hand, I finally enter the park. And once inside that dim, desolate playground, my eyes quickly find a small figure illuminated by moonlight. Sachi.